Hey you! Yes, you. Before the video starts, I wanted to make sure that I talked about my Extra Life campaign for this year. If you don't know, every year, Arbitrary Hero, we raise money for Cincinnati Children's Hospital along with other causes. That's something that we personally find important to do. This year, my personal goal is to raise $1,000 for Cincinnati Children's Hospital. And if you look here and down in the link down below, there is a link to my Extra Life page. If you go there, you will see for donors. I've got a bunch of different prizes I'm giving away. We've got sponsors again. Shout out to Hero Forge, Dungeon Masters Guild, Foundry VTT. And I've got Transformers and TTRPG raffle, both of those. You can see all the different raffle prizes. Here are the Transformers prizes. I want to talk about those. I've got Generations Selects Black Zarek, a bundle of Shattered Glass toys with their comics, the War for Cybertron Golden Disc collection. You can see here both the Netflix and the Origins Bumblebees together that I reviewed earlier in the year. A bunch of stuff. And all you have to do to be entered to win them is donate $10 to my Extra Life page. If we go up top again, we'll see, I know it's a long page, just like William Abe here, or Son Eric, or Thomas Gerber, you donate at least $10 and make sure it's not anonymous so I can see that you donated and enter you into the raffle. And then put in the text Transformers raffle and you'll be entered in on December 10th during our charity live stream. I'll be picking out the winners. There will be at least 10 winners, and in order they'll get to pick from the prizes. There is a chance that there will actually be more prizes added in. I'm still finalizing some of those details. So if more prizes get added, then yay, you're automatically entered to win those as well. Matching contribution. For me personally this year, aside from donating myself to the Extra Life campaign for Cincinnati Children's Hospital, myself and the Arbitrary Hero team, if I hit my goal of $1,000, I will be also donating $1,000 personally to the Center for Human Rights in Iran. If you haven't been following the protests and unrest that are happening in Iran due to the brutality of that government, the way they treat women, and their theocracy that they're enforcing on everyone else. It's an issue that's passionate to me personally. I've already, supported them and donated, but I'll be throwing in another $1,000 on top of what I've given if we reach my $1,000 goal. So knock on wood, you donate $10 and it becomes $10 to help sick kids and $10 to help the protesters in Iran. Plus you're entered in for Transformers prizes. So keep checking back on the Extra Life page. New prizes will get to be added in, and I'll keep posting about it on the social media. And let's get back to the review. Thanks again, everyone. Bye. Say bye, Ollie. Bye. Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I've got another figure from the Transformers Generations Legacy line. This is actually from the Velocitron Speedia 500 subline, representing the famous race that takes on Velocitron. Here we've got Transformers RoadRocket from the G2 universe. And this is an interesting one. It's a repaint and head remold of Arcee from Prime. It is like the G1-ified Arcee in RoadRocket colors. This does mean, I believe the original RoadRocket was like a man, but here we've got a fembot version of RoadRocket, which I gotta say, I think wears the mold better than Arcee does. Now, I never picked up Arcee from the Legacy line, but comparing what I've seen on pictures to the way this mold holds together, I really, really like it. And I think it's got a lot of things going for it in general. Starting out, it's a very nice motorcycle. This reminds me of more of like a 90s, early 2000s motorcycle than a modern one. The paintwork here is lovely. We've got a nice red plastic. Our windshield in front of the motorcycle here is painted red. Transparent blue plastic here on the lights. Silver rims here on the wheels, a little bit of blue peeking out, and it does look pretty nice in terms of just like the shape of it. It looks really nice. She does, I will say, she does have some gaps here, and it is an interesting one. I normally don't do the transformation back to bike mode, but I feel like the last step of the bike is essentially just kind of squeezing everything, and it all falls in together pretty well. But yeah, overall, I think aside from, you know, hands that are there, which we can't help, it looks pretty good. It rolls really nice. That's really smooth. We do have these add-on blades, which is one of the reasons I think it doesn't work well as RC. These are not her blades from Prime, but if it's some other character where you can combine them up into like a ninja star thing, like that's fine. We do have a little kickstand here in terms of articulation in this mode. It's really just the kickstand, the wheels, which this back one might be, I'm wondering, yeah, maybe that doesn't roll as well. The blades might have been blocking it, but that's a little unfortunate. I might have to see what I can do to try and loosen that up and help that roll better. I'm not sure what is interfering with that, but the front wheel rolls nice. So that is something that I think I can probably fix. We do have some movement here, which I like a lot. That's neat. We do also have movement on this end here. So you can get, you know, a nice turn in the motorcycle. Now, like I said, there aren't 5mm pegs or anything, so there's no real point of putting a Transformer figure on here. We do have 2 ports in the back, 1 on each side of the back wheel. The spoke, or whatever you call it, the bar back there for the back wheel. But one of the reasons I said that this, I feel like, does a better job as a character that's not RC is because I do have the RID RC from the Prime line. And here you can see, like, these are very different motorcycles. They do kind of similar things, but just side by side, they look very, very different. And RC's blades were physical, so here we've got like the actual blades, which when they come off again, we can see the differences in the vehicle modes in general here. And obviously this is like G1ified, but maybe if they had stuck to a more modern bike with this mold, it would have worked better as an RC to me. And we'll get into the actual bot mode in a second. And the only other motorcycle I have in my collection that fits these, I've got like the Wreckers and stuff, but I do have the Chromia, which I believe is a remold of this RC, or maybe it's the first edition. But there we have them together, the 3 gals, and I'd say they look pretty good together. I like, you know, I like these 3 very different motorcycles as a trio. And yeah, overall, I think in terms of the paintwork and everything, how RoadRocket appears, I really like her. I'm going to be very torn, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway when I get Shatterglass Flame War. We'll have to see which one stays on my shelf, but I really like RoadRocket. All right, let's get to Transformation, shall we? All right, before we get into our Transformation part of the video, we are going to announce the winner for Transformers Kingdom Blaster. Over here on the right, I have all the comments on the Blaster video. If you don't remember, the question of the day was really just a favor. It was just to share our Extra Life page, which everyone did, and I really, really appreciate it. If you said you shared the page, then I gave you a heart. If you just left a comment, I appreciate it, and I gave it a thumbs up. But over here on the left, we can see I started out, I think I was at $400 raised at the before last week's video, and with everyone sharing, we have now crushed our first goal. Instead of raising $1,000 for Cincinnati Children's Hospital, we are now at $1,500, so thank you very much. That means we're doing the matching donation to the Center for Human Rights in Iran. And here in our Excel sheet, I have all the people who shared, who were entered. Sorry, because they shared. Let me put this in newest first order. There we go. So yeah, we will now announce our winner. Equals ran. Oh, type over here. Ran between 1 and 12. We have our winner at number 4. Number 4 is Tim Albrecht. Again, thank you, Tim. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. Congratulations, Tim. Yeah, if you reach out to me on our Discord, reach out to me personally on Discord, or hit us up on Twitter or Facebook or wherever. On our YouTube About page, you can find how to reach out to us. We'll get Kingdom Blaster bundled up and sent out to you very shortly. And if you're watching this part of the video, we are going to be announcing a Twitter giveaway tomorrow. So keep an eye out on our Twitter account for that. All right, starting out on the Transformation. The first thing I'm going to do is just make this easy for myself. She does parts form. You can try and not parts form her. I'm going to try and not parts form her. We can flip up the two sides, there are a pair of tabs here and here that go in on the side here, and this L shape here. My front part, because I was messing with the wheel, already came off. So yeah, this can come right off. Same thing with the wheel in the front. But we're going to see about transforming her with just sticking that on and leaving it on. We're going to start out, not start out, we already started out, but we're going to move the kickstand. We're going to split her back wheel here, and they will both come, each side will come out, and we can see the hips here. This is a really cool, I like this part of the transformation. We do a flip on the wheel on each side, and then the piston, this like exhaust, it's not a piston, this exhaust pipe piece will do kind of a 180, and there is a slot here and a tab in the shin to form a cohesive lower leg. We can flip out on either side the, maybe it's better to be seen this way, flip out her toes, and then we can bring her legs down, and we're going to leave her lower body like this for just a second. We're going to come up top, we're going to split the arms, we can already see our head, we flip down our waist piece, we're going to rotate it 180, bringing up her crotch piece. And this is something I definitely did wrong the first time. I was wondering why this was so loose. You just, it's not 180 on the connection. You got to keep pressing. And this back piece looks like you've gone too far, but that's actually what locks things in for RoadRocket. We're going to bring up the arms. They're going to click on both sides. We're going to bring up, slide up her little forearm covers. And then we've got essentially the front of her bike hanging off her back. You can bring it down, rotate it around, and we get a pretty tidy backpack. And I think this is how she looks when she's looking like Arcee. I do a slightly different configuration, which I'm going to show now. Let me move that piece out of the way. But first, we'll just get her standing up, and we can split apart our little blade pieces again. And she gets little half blades on each forearm. I guess full blades, half circles. But yeah, RoadRocket looks pretty good. And like I said, I prefer to take this piece off a little more true to the original RoadRocket design. You can fold this piece out, and it kind of sticks out a little far. But the original RoadRocket had wheels up like on the shoulders. So I do like having them in her silhouette, at least like so. And I don't mind that it's, you know, as bulky as it is. I wish there was a peg here that I could keep this backpack folded in as neatly as possible. I've tried to fold it a couple different ways, but to keep it folded in, but keep this 90 degrees normal to the floor. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a good way to do that. The other thing I wish is that this had a good place to hang out in terms of like the different accessory pieces and the parts forming. So we do get these half circles, which can form into one disc, which can go as a shoulder, or not a shoulder, a shield piece on the forearm. The back wheel, actually, this whole thing can come off, and it's got a 5mm peg that we can plug into a hand as a weird gun thing, or also plug into a forearm. The other option, and now that it's gone, her back does look much cleaner. The other option would be to stick this somewhere, and as far as I can tell, the only, let's get this, there we go. The only thing that I see is these two ports on either side, and the only peg she really has is the one on the shield. So you can stick this on the shield and then maybe wrap it around as some sort of arm buckler. I don't think that looks super good, but if you want to like not have anything hanging around loose on the ground and keep her back clean, you can do that. But I do prefer my RoadRocket to have this piece in the back, and then this piece. That's the problem, right? If I have this back here, this doesn't have a good place to stick on. There's not enough clearance, so I kind of got to keep it closed, which is unfortunate because I do like that idea. But instead, what I can do is kind of try and mimic that with the wings here. But yeah, Overall, I think RoadRocket looks pretty good as a deluxe little fembot. In terms of articulation, it's not too bad. We do have rotation and wiggle up and down ball joint on the neck. We do have some light piping, but I feel like the eyes are a little too small to actually see much light come through. 360 on the shoulder, it can go out that far. Bicep swivel here, bend at the elbow here. No wrist, no, it looks like there's a mushroom peg. There is wrist articulation, which I do appreciate. Big, wide, Van Damme split. The leg can go out nice and far. It can go back nice and far. We do have some thigh swivel here. We do have a knee bend, but it's one of those things where it can pop loose due to transformation if you're not holding on to it carefully. We do have ankle tilts, which is nice. And yeah, I think, just fine articulation, nothing like super surprising at this point. I think Hasbro has been pretty good about standardizing the articulation in the Transformers line since War for Cybertron. But like I said, to me, even when I look at this figure in Prime Arcee colors with the Prime Arcee head, it does not look like Prime Arcee to me. This is Prime Arcee. I think she looks great. I really like her weapons and all that stuff. Maybe her blades are a little on the big side, but I think that the Legacy figure does not capture this look to me. That kind of svelte gymnast athletic look doesn't come across in this figure. But as its own character, I think this is a really cool looking motorcycle transformer. And like I said before, as a trio here, I think they look great together, and I like having all three of them on the shelf. So I'm very tempted for this to be my version of this mold, and then Flame War will be the giveaway. We'll see when I get Flame War if I change my mind. But yeah, this was a look at Transformers Legacy Velocitron Speedia 500 RoadRocket from the G2 universe. Long name. Hopefully a pretty relatively quick video. And yeah, I think, would I recommend this? The things that I don't like about the figure are just minor fiddly things. I think for a $20, $25 price point, it's still a very fun deluxe, and we just don't get a lot of motorcycles. So if you like those, or if you like the idea of the Speedia 500, which is this race that you've got a motorcycle racing a spaceship, racing a fire truck, racing a construction vehicle, all that stuff, I think that's just a lot of fun. I like that we got a G2 character here. I dig the motorcycle. I like the way, my motorcycle ladies look together. So for me, it's a recommendation. Not a super strong recommendation, but definitely one to check out if you find it on sale or anything like that. That's it for today's video. Thank you all so much, and have a great one. Bye!